What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Tinra back here for another Oort Online. That was like a weird spell, wasn't it? But anyway, very exciting news. Everyone who is playing Oort, and I know there are a lot of you, already know about this update. But for those that don't know, Oort has finally had an update, finally had an update. It's had like over 100 updates, they keep calling them, but most of those have just been like, optimization tweaks and stuff like that. This is actually the first real big one, at least that I've been a part of, where it actually adds something, and it's very exciting. It added doors. Look at that, open, close, open, close. It's never been more exciting to see a door. And then it's also got slabs and staircases. Now the stairs don't actually turn or attach or anything like that, but the slabs, fortunately enough, can already start on the top and bottom plane of one of the blocks or whatever, and the doors are actually something very, very different. I haven't seen this done before. It's actually really cool, where it's actually a smart system where you see as soon as we put these doors together, they automatically link together. Sometimes they don't, because it depends on your own personal placement of the door, but it's really, really cool. And then if you shift crouch, you can actually put more doors on top, and more and more and more, and you can actually get this to go, I think it's 8 blocks limit or something like that, so it can be a pretty tall door, man. We are actually right now on, we're on low tad, because Rux is down for some reason. I think right now, at least as far as I'm recording this, like, Rux has been getting hit quite a bit by like griefers and stuff like that, so maybe that's why things are kind of down and stuff. Look at this, here's a little example of what you can build. Yeah, because today is probably going to be a shorter episode, and we're going to focus a little bit on just like fences and just the things that I figured out that we can build. I had to fix that. So what's going on? It's stairs, slabs, doors. I have a piece of paper here with a bunch of notes and stuff like that. Oh, that's right. They also added a very basic crafting system. Now, normally you start with 0 items now, which I think personally is a little bit strange, just considering that there is no actual, like, there's no other gameplay aspect other than building right now, so it just seems kind of strange. And I actually posted about it on the forums asking, you know, hey, what's this about? How come I'm starting with 0 items and stuff? And the devs are starting to, like, I think they recognize it too, you know, because they responded and they were kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, you know, we got it all under control. So what they have added, also, I want to point this out before I forget, is teleporting as well. So normally you would actually respawn at your home, respawn at, or search for another world and respawn at the capital. I actually just noticed this today. This must have been like a hotfix or something, where now you can just teleport, because last time I was playing anyway, which, I mean, by the time this episode's out, it's a little bit old news anyway, but it was always respawning, and that was what was the biggest issue for me, because now that you spawn with no blocks, you have to go and get everything. So anyway, if you go and chop down, like, let's just say we would chop down one of those trees over there, you get the piece of wood, the ancient trunk, let's say, and you just put it in the crafting ingredients. Very cool system where it just shows you the craft output. I don't know if this is temporary. And then if you plop that up there, get rid of the log, then suddenly there's sticks, there's a door, there's ancient timber, there's a slab, I mean, and then stairs. Now, if we turn off infinity blocks, you do that by pressing I. I've noticed this is, I don't know if it's a little bit of a bug, but I guess I would call it a bug, where right now you can have infinite blocks for building, where it just gets rid of the number associated to the amount of blocks that you have. But if you end up crafting anything, like, see how we have 2 right now? Oh, there we go. See how we have 2? So even though I give us infinite blocks, I'll craft another door, and now we're out of that block. So it actually uses all of the block. Like, crafting still takes blocks. Yeah, that's the real way to put it. The other thing too is now, because of these few little blocks, it's actually very exciting for me, because I am a micro builder, I guess I would call it, where it's like I lay down the fundamentals of a build, I get it all done and finished and ready, and then I start adding detail to it. And you know, I'm kind of all about like smaller builds and stuff like that, because I just kind of get an idea for a build and then I just build it based on that. I don't have like a project brain for that kind of thing. Like for something like this, which is Boone's house over here, like I don't actually sit there and think, hey, I could build something like this, and I think about the dimensions or anything like that. No, I just get an idea and think of like this house, and I just make it, right? And then you can do little tricks and coolness. I gotta keep scratching out all the things here because there's actually quite a few other things that we do need to cover as far as this patch goes, but I just want to show you just what I did with this house. And then over there I've actually set up quite a few other blocks and stuff so I can kind of show you what you can actually do now that we have these few blocks. Like, it actually added quite a bit. So of course you can use doors as fences. Very easy, very cool. One of the things that I love about it is that you can actually have like you can do it pretty well where, oh my goodness, we're rubber banding like crazy. This game's so laggy lately. I don't know why. But see how you can't... Okay, I won't even bother explaining that, but either way, I love how the doors actually operate, and we'll get into that later, where they can actually occupy the space of another block without deleting what is in that space. You know? So it's like, this door is taking up this block, right? So in Minecraft, if you would put a water block or anything else right here, then suddenly it would just disappear, right? Like the door would just get taken away. So what Oort does is you could actually have a water source block right here within the same block as the door, and it would even like logically be affected by it properly. So I'll show you that a little bit later because you can kind of have like a little bit of a complex piping system and stuff. It's actually really, really cool. Windows, that's right, that's the other thing too that we can use the doors on. Now, if anyone's like seen my Minecraft builds and stuff like that in the past, you know that I always like to use trap doors on either side of the windows, and now we can actually do that with just these normal doors because they occupy 1 block, 2 block, however the height that you want them, right? So what I ended up doing here is you can see like these are slabs right here too, and I thought that that actually fit in pretty well, especially when the slabs are the same color as the roof. And of course the roofs just look 10 times better because, I mean, look at this. Like, now that we've got proper staircases, it actually looks great, and then slabs at the top, and it just, I love it, man, like seriously. And then you can see right here, like, the door operates just like it should. I'm actually very surprised that they were able to figure out something as, like, efficient as that. It's really, really cool. And then on top of it, well, yeah, I guess we could show this off too. I kind of got planned over there. But chairs, you can make chairs. They don't, it kind of looks a little bit goofy, but it's still, like, you immediately know that it's supposed to be a chair. So you just put a staircase down and then 2 doors on either side. And then with the slabs as well, you can see like we kind of made a little bit of a desk right here. And then this window back there is trying something a little bit different, where it's the same concept, but twice as big, and then a slab at the top. So now this is actually a block and a half. So that's actually pretty cool that you can actually do stuff like that. Also, you can do things like this, I found, which is really neat, to give a little bit of definition to like a torch or a light source or something like that. So over there, I'll show you an example where it's like, instead of the blue, I have like something like this. And that actually, I think, looks really, really cool. Unfortunately, or fortunate, however you want to look at it. Right now, the only doors that they have are the wooden doors, and even these ones, like, everything's kind of placeholder right now. Even the fact that you hover over a block and it, like, has its block name, which I think is actually fantastic. A lot of the names that they have are placeholder right now. There's also a couple blocks that you actually cannot attain right now, just because they've implemented this crafting system and stuff. At least I can't figure out where they are. But you could probably make them anyway. So if you end up taking sand too, by the way, that's how you end up making glass. You can also make sandstone, which is a debug block, so you don't really want to worry about that. Also, where is it? How many of these do we got? We got enough of these. So if we end up making a bunch of sticks, let's throw those up there. That also makes our torches, but then if we throw the wood up here as well, that's how you make all your tools. So thankfully the crafting, even though it does take your blocks, and it's a little bit more tedious than spawning with it, at the least it's not like ridiculous amounts of like a resource to craft or anything like that, you know. They also have, I talked about accenting and stuff. Yeah, there's the new, I guess I'll just pass over. They do have 2 new blocks. There is Ember, which I've never seen, which I'm guessing is like a lava block source or something like that. Those blocks work where if you're standing by them, you end up getting hurt. Or maybe it's when you're touching them. I don't know. I never found them. They also have healing blocks now, which I think we've ran into those before. They are just a block that has like a healing cross on it, like for a hospital and stuff. We've seen those before, but now they actually have like a full function where if the player is standing by them, you end up healing. So I don't know if there's a proper crafting recipe for that. If there is, I don't know what it is, but that's pretty cool. There is also grass now. Where is it? So here's like what the grass looks like now. They got a new texture for it. Let's actually do it right over here. I got quite a few really cool examples that I want to show y'all what's going on. I wonder, can we like leave a block up here and have like twice as much inventory? Yeah, we could. Okay, cool. We could actually fill up our crafting output as well too, couldn't we? No, we couldn't. Okay, oh well. So anyway, the grass now is just a grass seed. And the way that these work is you just right click, it plants the grass, which you can see this is actually kind of a different texture. I think it's because it's from Rux. And then if we right click again and again, then that is the maximum amount of grass you can grow. We can't really see it right here, unfortunately, just because this server doesn't really have it. But let me just tell you, man, that when you're in a grassy field, like look at this. Look at this. The grass, they ended up adding like new grass texture and the shadowing and stuff like that. It looks 10 times better. Like seriously, I ended up logging in. I don't remember what the server name was, but it was like one of them that was just a huge pink grass field, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Like seriously, this game is really stepping it up since this update, and I hope that that means that they've kind of kicked into overdrive and there's going to be more updates to come, I hope. Now here's something interesting that I ended up finding out when I was experimenting. So I'll just show you with these 3 blocks right here. So these are just different dirt blocks. They're all different colors, right? Now we can put a green grass on all of them. And then further than that, if we have a red grass, like it's really cool where it's like you can actually mix up the colors of dirt and grass combining so that you can have 2 different colors. So we can have the light dirt could have red grass, the medium auburn dirt could have green grass, and then we can end up using the yellow grass on the dark brown spot or whatever. You see what I mean, though. You see what I mean. So it's really cool. Also for slabs and stuff like that, you can actually leave torches like hovering in the air over top of them. I think anyway, right? Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Then other than that, there's still a water system that I want to talk about, but we'll get into that in a minute. Talked about the grass, talked about the fact that there's no stair corners, but you can do like, you can of course always just do something like this and just put a slab in between them, and then you could actually have like a 3D staircase kind of going up. All you would do to fill up this extra slot right here is you just end up putting another block right there, and then there you go. You could have that staircase going up at a side angle or even straight or anything like that. Really cool. Now I want to show you some of the other things that I figured out that you can actually do. I just put them all over here. So of course we got like this, which I guess is like a weird crude car or a time machine or something. I don't know. It's kind of neato though. I kind of like the fact that you can actually build stuff like this. So I was experimenting and trying to see whether or not I could build a catapult, but I couldn't for the life of me figure it out. But I'm pretty sure you probably could right now. And of course too, I just want to point this out. You cannot connect one slab to another like in the same block vicinity, so it just dominates. Like whatever the block is that you put on top is going to take over what the bottom block is. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but whatever. You can also make tables right now finally by just putting a solid block in the center of it and then putting the slabs all the way around. There of course are other ways that you could do tables that aren't really as fancy. Like you could end up doing something like this, you know, just leave it like that. It's a good way of making a desk, because stairs right now don't actually go like upside down or anything like that either, so I'm guessing that they're working on that. Another thing too was over here you can see like if you put a staircase and then a slab right in front of it, it kind of looks like a beach chair or something like that, like a lawn chair. So that's kind of neat. Then of course just the normal chair that we have right here, this thing that I showed you over there. Then there was also, I want to turn it to nighttime now. What is nighttime? 9, there it is. So I just want to show you this example right here. So this actually is just a puddle of dirt, of course, but then as soon as we open it, you can see the light source of the lantern turns on. Now over here, we actually have lamps on the other side of these doors, and it's still emitting its light source out of it. So that's actually a really cool way that you could actually hide some lights, I think. Hopefully they don't end up fixing something like that or even think that it's a bug, because I think that's pretty cool. You can also, like, even besides having the lights in here, you could use this as a window, so you can kind of have it so it's like you could open and shut the window blinds or something like that. Also, if you end up putting stairs on top of each other and then slabs and stuff with something in the background, you could have like something cool like this. It would also look really cool if you use the blue gleam blocks. That's what they're calling them now. If you ended up using that behind there, it could look really cool. I don't know if a light source can go through the middle of the stairs like this. Probably. I mean, the fact that we can actually already the fact that we can actually still access the background block right here through the staircase is actually kind of a big deal, because I know that it took like Minecraft like a million years before they actually had stuff like that. But anyway, you could end up having like the blue light source behind it, or even if you actually ended up making a house that was kind of underwater or something. I really hope that they give access to source blocks soon of water. But that said, I mean, griefing's already bad enough, right? So they're gonna have to figure out a way to take care of that. You can also use stairs for accenting and stuff like that. Like, you can do it just stuff like this. This is just 2 stairs and then some slabs on top, which, by the way, this episode's a lot longer than I thought. Then over here, this is kind of just showing you the same example, but now it's flush, where the other side, I actually have these blocks are connected like right here. So I actually went from the other side and connected the door here and here so that we could get it to open up like that. But then, as you can see on the other side right here, I just made it flush, and these still operate, but then they open inwards, which is still cool and it still works. I just wanted to show you that you can do it. Now, as far as the same as over there with our fence, you can also use them like doors for railings. I think that is actually really, really cool, because now we actually finally have a block that that doesn't take like a full block space. So that's really, really cool. I think it would be neat if you could have a more than one door operate like in the same vicinity, but I don't think that that would actually be possible as far as the game code or something. And then I made these stairs right here just to kind of show an example of like a sideways crissy-crossy stair thing. So of course, because stairs don't connect to themselves yet, you put the slab in the corner, and it means that there's not going to be like, it's not gonna look as crisp, but it still looks fine, you know, it's not actually a problem. And then last but not least, I want to show you what I've been messing with all the water stuff. Down here, I ended up finding this road was just, somebody's been working on this road. I don't know who, but it's really, really cool that they are. But I want to show you this before we end up calling it quits for today's episode, and then we'll get back to probably touring around and checking out some of the other worlds and stuff like that. But if we go down here, down to the water, woo, splash. I started messing around with doors and water source blocks and stuff like that, and you can kind of see here I got a little bit of a system going. Not really much of one, but it's still pretty neat. The fact that, like, see how the door right here is still operating within the same block as the water, and even if we open the door, which actually it's not really looking like it's gonna do it right here, is it? No, it's not. I thought it was going to fill up the rest of the water there. But anyway, we can still end up closing stuff like that. And then you can also, you know, open the doors and you can have like, I guess a very basic like sewer system or something. And it's still pretty cool the way that it actually like operates properly. I think, don't quote me on it, but I think it's the same as Minecraft, where if you have 4 blocks of water, like if we took up this, and this, all with a water source block, I think it makes infinite water, but I honestly don't know, because there's no way to actually manipulate water right now other than this. But it's really, really cool the fact that we can actually have, like, this door is actually part of this block area, and that is the source block right there. So it actually goes down a little bit, and then you see it kind of resets itself. And then if we close this door as well, which is just on the next vicinity, like, it's really, really cool the fact that it actually operates properly. And it's too bad that you can't control water source block, because I love the way that the water looks in this game, and I really would like to incorporate it into some builds and make it like kind of an organic thing. Also, you can actually do things a little bit more complicated too. I ended up messing around with this here just to see if it was possible to add like a railing around the whole thing. And it's a little bit sloppy because it's all like squares and stuff rather than like flat edges and everything like that. But still, the fact that you can do it is still really, really cool, you know? And then even if, where is it? even if you end up doing something like this and taking up this spot, you can still squeeze through, but you can still bump into it. Same as, you know, same as Minecraft, just pretty much how it operates and stuff. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty much all of the updates and stuff, or at least all the things that I ended up figuring out about the updates. Hopefully pretty soon Rux is gonna be back online so I can start messing with it. It might already be online by the time this episode's out, most likely. But the next episode, we're probably gonna go back to touring and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I would also appreciate if you would smack that like button, share favorite, and subscribe to join Team Pixel. Sign on, stay epic, everybody.
Believe in yourself, don't care